Movie lies to the audience by Nightmare Movies. Let's do
Tropes
it.
in all of fiction is the unreliable narrator. It's such an interesting perspective to tell a story from, and this trope is the backbone of a lot of fantastic movies. But why do we find this trope so engaging? I think it's because of how it recontextualizes.
Oh yeah, let me explain what an unreliable narrator to you. Illiterate chuds, if you would, media illiterate chuds. So basically, an unreliable narrator is when the main character of the story, who the story follows, perspective from, when they're what they say and the way they portray events is not exactly how it goes. It's how it goes in their perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could walk past you and be like, "Oh, fuck you, bitch." You know what I'm saying? And the person I say "fuck you, bitch" to could be the unreliable narrator, and he could take it as "fuck you, bitch." You know what I'm saying? So that's essentially how an unreliable narrator works. You see the events happen in their perspective, and their perspective it can be alterated. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little Chris fun fact session for y'all. Why is no one saying thank you? Why are niggas talking about CTE? Type shit.
This is a story, making us question everything we just experienced.
But
to make this kind of thing work, you need to be telling two stories simultaneously. The one the narrator is telling us, and the one that is actually going on. And the movie I'm going to be talking about today is a perfect example of this. Today, I want to introduce you to one of cinema's most unreliable narrators. A movie that is disturbing and a story that goes way deeper than I ever could have imagined. This is 2013's Descent into Darkness.
Oh, who's watched this shit? Who's watched this? I feel like I've seen this before. Nah, it's a damn lie. I don't know what the fuck Descent into Darkness is. Or Sugoi Prakov. I know that nigga could probably direct a good ass movie though. Look at his name. You don't get names and shit like that if you can't act. You can't, you know what I'm saying, make a fashion brand or make like a good movie. You know what I'm saying? Like Christian Tarantino, you know what I'm saying? That ain't got tough ass name. He was meant for that shit.
My name is Sergei Prakov and I'm from Zdorvia. It's a little country between Russia and Belarusia, and I'm cameraman for Zdorgan Television. I'm here because I've been selected by Olo TV International to shoot a kind of a touristic video trip about Europa.
And this is Sergei, and the first stop in his European tour is Paris, France, where of course the first thing you have to do is visit the Eiffel Tower, so that's where we're headed. He films himself and everyone around him for his documentary and for the lovely people of Zdorvia, so they can experience the European dream along with him. He does everything.
Nigga, have y'all never seen? Oh, never mind. I was about to say, like, the way they was looking at him,
of Zdorvia.
I was thinking like he had a Glock dookie in his hand or something. You know what I'm saying? Or like the nigga had a dildo on his head. I guess the nigga actually did have a dildo.
So they can experience the European dream along with him. He does everything.
I guess the nigga actually did have a dildo on his head, as you can see right here.
That you would want.
Sorry,
like visiting the biggest landmark of Paris and trying traditional French cuisine.
Food from France.
Also,
and this whole introduction really sets a tone, an almost slapstick one. Sergei is quite an oblivious, but ultimately friendly person, and I'm honestly kind of charmed by it. He's just there to experience another culture and appreciate what it has to offer. But after a long day, he checks into his hotel and heads to his room. He's got a big day ahead of him.
Okay, so now I'm in front of the Pompidou Center.
What the fuck is that on his chest? Is that a selfie stick? That should look like a Venom tendril from Marvel Rivals. Is that ball knowledge? Is that a good reference? My bad, y'all. Did I break the? Sorry.
Me in, so I gonna check if that. Oh!
After getting his camera stolen, someone on the street luckily is able to stop the thief. Just for a moment though, just enough time for him to get his camera back. And even though he does get away, Sergei is just glad that he is able to get his camera back. No need to report anything, it's over. So now we get back on track with our documentary. He continues to explore Paris, visiting landmarks, drawing them, and I think having a wonderful time. Everyone besides the thief is welcoming and cheerful towards Sergei. And because of that, Sergei is going to experience what Paris has to offer at
Sergei, cool
on his way to another
day. Hey, besides, you know, the part where you let the nigga get away with stealing your camera, what your ass do, bro? I'll be damned though. I'll be damned if I let some bitch ass nigga run away with my this is like what year, 2013? And he had an expensive ass camera. Yeah, hell nah. I gotta walk your ass down in court, bro. I'm sorry. I gotta fry your shit. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. But you know what I'm saying? Shout out Sergei. He's a chill ass dude. The city kind of looked nice. Was this Paris? Paris is kind of shit though. My bad. Sorry.
Destination, he meets a group of people traveling in the same direction, but they offer him a little side quest to go on instead. A party that they're all headed to. An enticing offer that Sergei is happy to accept. So he pulls up to a house party, insane camera setup and all, and gets very, very drunk. And even meets a girl, who we assume he goes home with.
Crush!
That's what he tells Fabrice in the morning. After a big sleep and a big breakfast, Sergei is back on track. Well,
Wait, so how the fuck is he an unreliable narrator if we seeing like the actual like video evidence of it happening? You know what I'm saying? When you know what I'm saying, you could use context clues when you're watching the movie to tell like the niggas fucked up.
kind of. He films a protest happening, but besides that, it doesn't seem like the city is capturing
That's
his
France, though.
attention.
That's
so he
Paris.
finds a bar and starts drinking once again. But that's not all. In the bathroom, he's approached by a man who offers something a little extra. 3 pills. And Sergei happily downs all of them at once. Concerning even to the guy who offered them, but
This nigga took 3 Perky-Ronies? This nigga popped 3 Perky-Ronies in one. Okay, Sergei.
Sergei
I know.
reassures
See,
him
I
that
wasn't.
he's
I wasn't.
taken
I
them
wasn't
before,
on the
so
same
it's
level
okay.
as this.
But,
I wasn't thinking on the same level as this nigga.
It's a little good, but
yeah, after a pretty bad trip, Sergei says that after tonight, he's going to regulate this trip. A good choice, especially because you're representing your home country, but I don't think it's going to be that simple. The next morning, Sergei is on the phone with the producer of the stock, and it's not good news. Apparently, the producer didn't get his mail, so he has to stick around in Paris for 2 or 3 more days. Guess he just has to make the best of it. But that's kind of difficult because every time he tries to get more footage, he's turned down. These historic places he arrives at that would be great footage for his documentary don't want him to film. And even those initially friendly locals are few and far between now. When he's walking down the street one night, a group of men come out and harass Sergei, trying to steal his cameras. He's eventually able to scare them off with the help of a man who came
Not gonna lie, nah, Sergei. I ain't gonna lie at this point, bro. You just gotta start walking around with Blake. No, they don't let that shit in Paris. Walk around with like daggers, with genuine fucking like scythes or some shit. Don't niggas be walking around with genuine like fucking Assassin's Creed weapons. Yeah, get you the hidden blade or some shit, bro. I'll be damned if it's in a 2-day span. 2 niggas try to rob me, bro.
across them, but this time Sergei isn't able to get away without any injuries. One of his cameras is broken, and in the fight he's hurt badly enough for Fabrice to notice and recommend that he goes to see a doctor. But once again, Sergei refuses help. I mean, he's already in the red financially. In his room, he explains that he has to buy a new camera, which he needs to continue this documentary. But if he does that, he'll have no money to survive off of. So how is he going to get out of this mess of a situation? Well, he makes the difficult choice to go ahead and buy a new camera. I mean, it's either that or go home without experiencing the European dream. But his bad luck just might change because as he's walking down the street, he just so happens to come across 2 guys that he met at one of the parties, a serendipitous encounter. They're nice enough to invite him back to another party. You know, maybe it would be good for him. While there, he tells everyone about his film and how he wants to uncover the European dream. And Matthew gives Sergei his number. So like I said, maybe his luck is turning around. If only we didn't have the knowledge of how the last 2 parties went. Sergei definitely has a substance problem, and it's not long before this goes south. Sergei is extremely drunk at
I'm back. I almost died. Welcome back, man. How you doing, bro? You good now?
this point, spouting philosophical nonsense about being free, and in the middle of his rant he decides to light his passport on fire, claiming that he is free now. But if by free you mean homeless, then I would agree, because he hasn't paid for his room. He promises that he'll pay Fabrice in the morning, but once the camera cuts, we see him moving into a whole new place to stay. I'm not sure how he's paying for it or what is happening, but this is his new home for a little while. And at this point, Sergei's mental state is definitely starting to decline. When he returns to the room, he has all these drawings up on the wall. They're childlike, strange, and a little concerning, to be honest. There's something going on with Sergei, and you can probably guess after he's done destroying the room.
What is he doing when he's not recording? Oh shit. Goddamn pepperoni nipples. Them shit's fat as hell. This nigga got like, y'all ever seen them Cardi B leaks? That's what he got.
room, he has to find another place to stay. He does have some success staying with Matthew for a night, even getting some money from him. But after that one night stay, the only solution Sergei has is to camp out in a park, and that's not a permanent solution. Sergei hops on the phone one night, calling his mother, probably his last lifeline, and this is where the story takes a hard turn. Sergei tells us that the police are looking for him. For what, exactly? Some sort of accident, he says. And now his mother thinks that he is crazy.
What happened to the other niggas? What happened to the other niggas? What happened to the other niggas? The niggas that he was at, oh shit, he killed.
She wants him to go to the hospital, but Sergei says he is never going back there. So where will he go? Sergei stands on the edge of a bridge, fully ready to jump. But just as he's about to, someone comes to stop him. The first kind person he's probably come across in a few days. But instead of thanking the man, Sergei assaults him, punching him, kicking him, and spitting on him.
Yeah, fuck you, bro. Fuck you, bro. Go jump off a bridge, nigga. What the hell? In GTA, of course. Damn, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I'll save a nigga from ending his shit, and he got the audacity to spit on me, bro. Not in my. Damn, what do French niggas be wearing? They got Nike over there? Nah, they probably wearing like sweatsuits and shit. Not in my fucking Puma sweatsuit.
Enjoying it. And like I said, this is where things take a hard turn. Sergei makes friends with a homeless man named Roger, and Roger gives him the last thing on earth you would probably want someone like Sergei to have.
Dick?
A knife.
Oh.
With it, Sergei is making money pretty easily now, something that definitely gets him excited. And at this point, you can tell Sergei is off the deep end, running around Paris like an absolute maniac. And do you know what else maniacs do? Well, it's not explicitly said that Sergei does something, but Roger seems to have some health problems. Ones that suddenly, one morning, kill him. But I don't think that was a coincidence, especially since after the fact, he wraps Roger's body up and lights it on fire. And the descent into darkness only continues, with Sergei experiencing nightmares, with him speaking more and more incoherently, harassing and stalking all sorts of people. And he continues to act out violently. And I mean very violently. One night he's walking around, and just out of the blue, he sneaks up behind a man and stabs him right in the neck.
Oh my god. Yo, imagine watching this movie and seeing this shit. Oh, whoa! Why am I blue?
And in a very disturbing scene, he enters a woman's home, kills her, and we see him in the bathroom, completely naked, covered in her blood. The next day, he films himself in a park, burying tapes, and I can only assume that these are filled with even more footage of his victims.
Oh my
this
fucking
has
god!
Taken an extremely
how did they find the fucking footage of this? Oh, they probably searched his house or whatever he had.
Dark turn.
And see, this is why you should never go to France. This is why you should never go to France, Brazil. No, it's gonna turn you into this nigga.
Yet to come. The final 20 minutes or so of this movie are infamous for a reason. Sergei continues his rampage through Paris, breaking into an older couple's home where an older woman is bedridden and immobile. Sergei spreads flowers over her body, removes her oxygen, and gently asphyxiates her. Then he later stumbles across another unlucky couple who are camping out. There, he proceeds to drop a rock on their tent,
oh my
beat
god,
the boyfriend to death with a paddle, and do some disturbing things to the girlfriend's body.
Oh
And
my
for the
god.
climax of his movie, Sergei decides to target a whole family. He first enters the home when the wife makes the mistake of opening the front door.
I will always say the dumbest shit anyone can ever do is open the door for someone you don't know or recognize, bro. Why the fuck would you do that shit? You see some random ass addict staying outside your crib. Oh, let me open the fucking door damn near all the way and expose my full body to you. Like, what the hell? I fucking hate, bro, this is scary. I fucking hate this. I am beat his ass. Yeah, you will, man. You will.
For him. Her husband hears the commotion and
like,
tries
look! You gonna open... There...
Wife makes the mistake of opening the front door for him. Her husband hears the
Look at the nigga!
commotion and tries to restrain Sergei, but he overpowers the husband, beating him to death on the floor.
I'll be damned. Not in my crib. Not in my crib. Y'all know what I would do if I was ever in a situation where I'm fighting someone. Bite the cheek, bite the face, bite the dick. And that's not even on some gay shit. No, you're not gonna, if you fighting someone, you know what I'm saying? It's a fight to the death. You protecting your family. What kind of psychopath is gonna keep on fighting you after you bite their balls off, bro? Keep it a band though, bro. He was like Childish Gambino if he was geeked. Alright, bro.
The next target is their son, who he locks inside of a shed outside, douses in what I assume is lighter fluid, and then sets it ablaze, filming every agonizing second as the boy burns alive, and showing this to his mother at the dinner table, where her husband, and Sergei enjoy a meal together, her son. And the worst part is there is one more person in the house. Sergei hears a baby crying, so he gets up to investigate as her mother screams for him not to. He finds where the crying is coming from, Leah's room. We hard cut to Sergei cleaning his hands in the sink, handing the wife a cell phone, and leaving for the ocean, walking into it, and that is our first story. So let's go back to the beginning, shall we? Now, when looking into what other people thought of this movie, I saw some people say that his descent into darkness comes a bit out of the blue, but in my opinion, not really. If you look back, there is a lot of things being told to us without us even realizing it. The first example comes all the way at the beginning, when Sergei
That's how the fucking movie ends? No one, like, pops this nigga? No one, like, I don't know, like, yo, no one, like, brutalized, like, the nigga just break into the crib, body the whole family and just leave. This shit crazy. All right, bro. Let me let the YouTuber talk. Y'all right.
tells us why he's here.
I would rock
Some
his
of the
shit.
more
I
geographically
started to a creeper on
gifted
Minecraft and
viewers
destroyed
might have
my
already
bed.
caught
Fuck that
onto
game.
this, but for those who didn't, Sergei explains that he's from a little country called Sidorvia, a country that doesn't exist. In the first 2 minutes, Sergei is already lying to us.
What the fuck? I thought it was like a fictional. Damn, I thought that was a fictional country.
And he continues to lie and hide information for the first 40 minutes. When his camera is stolen, he lets the thief get away without reporting it to the police. Why do you think that is?
Because he doesn't want to report. He doesn't want to give them his name.
Is the same reason that after he's beaten up, he refuses Fabrice's help to go see a doctor. He only ever pays in cash. And those are just some of the more explicit examples. I started questioning everything that happened and everything he said once I caught on to just how deep this goes. Like, did Matthew really give him money after he stayed with him? I mean, Sergei is lying about his whole identity. What's stopping him from lying about that? This is all to hide the fact that he's committed some sort of horrible act back wherever he's from. And this moment when he calls his mom is when everything gets recontextualized. He explains that there was some sort of accident and the police are looking for him. But this is the most unreliable character in the world, so of course I'm not gonna...
Oh my god, he did a crime and he escaped to Paris. Oh my gosh. He did a crime and escaped to Paris and he was on the run here. But eventually under all the stress and all the craziness from it, he just started breaking down. Whoa.
Take that at face value. So here's my little nightmare movies theory. Sergei is obviously mentally unwell and struggles with substance abuse. I'm guessing that he had an episode, just like the countless ones we see in the second half of this film, and he ended up killing someone. And in his delusional state, he convinced himself that a producer from this made-up country he lived in hired him to go and make a documentary as a way to escape the country and maybe even his guilt. And do you want to know who I think it was?
Who?
His wife. I doubt you caught on to it because I definitely didn't the first time, but for almost all of the movie, we can see that Sergei wears a band on his ring finger. And maybe I'm crazy too and over-analyzing everything because this movie sent me into a spiral, but I want to give this movie that credit. Sergei lied to us, tricked us. But to be honest, maybe he didn't do such a good job. But I can't stop thinking about all the ways we were lied to. What else could there be? I guess, with all that being said... And that's normally where I'd end the video. And I imagine some of you are a little disappointed.
There's no fucking way it ends there. There's no fucking way it ends there.
I mean, I have an interesting title, The Promise of a Big Reveal. But what was the reveal? That a movie called Descent into Darkness has a guy who descends into darkness? You know? Fair enough. But you might be wondering why I haven't ended the video yet. And that's because I haven't been telling you the truth. Well, at least the whole truth.
What?
And to give you that, we need to rewind back to November of 2025, when I first considered covering this movie.
There's fucking more.
I was given two physical...
There's a story 3!
copies of this movie by the good guys over at Only Found Footage Fans, told I should cover it, and I was told a little bit about the director/lead actor. You know, how he went crazy after playing this character. It's always kind of a funny thing to hear about, you know, actors or directors being so invested in the roles that they go crazy because of it. Then I watched the film, and I kept thinking about that, so I gave into my curiosity and I looked up the guy. His name is Rafael Cherkassky, and I also found out that he had a YouTube channel. And what's this? Oh, he has a documentary about the making
What the hell?
of this movie. Wonder what that's about. This is where I learned that there are not one, not two, but 3 stories that are really going on. And the third one was a story I didn't even know about because it wasn't meant for me. It was meant for all the people who were involved in the film and involved with Rafael. This documentary is told from the perspective of one of Raf's friends who met him after the filming of Descent into Darkness and who later on helped him film some very strange performance art videos. It tells the story of both Raf himself and the crew that was there to help him make the film. And as the story goes on, we learn that even the people involved were actively being deceived by Raf. And boy, it gets really weird. Raf told one of his actors that this project was in the making for over 13 years, for no real reason. He took footage.
This nigga went crazy. The nigga went crazy during the production of making a movie writing about a nigga going crazy. Let me guess. And the character's descent is mirroring the director's descent.
That he had filmed and actually buried it in a park without the crew's knowledge. And the next day they had to come dig it up because they were like, what are you doing? And What a Man says that there's stuff in this movie that they were
What the hell? Wait.
For over 13 years, for no real reason. He took footage that he had filmed and actually buried it in a park without the crew's knowledge. And the next day they had to come dig it up because they were like, what are you doing? And What a Man says that there's stuff in this movie that they were completely unaware of that he filmed. And the cherry on top of it is that Raf gave the director of this documentary some of the extra tapes that he shot. Stuff that no one else has. The whole point of this doc is to give the many perspectives people have on Raf as a person. And besides saying that he's a nice guy, they all have completely different perspectives on him. Some knew him as Sergoi and watched as he completely transformed into this maniac. Some know him as another character he played, Vincent, a mentally disabled man who participated in some very extreme.
You know who he looked like? He looked like that one nigga on TikTok. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Hold on, bro. Y'all know he be standing mad close to the camera. He's like, unanimate. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Please tell me y'all know. Bro, chill. Wait. Bro, what videos does a nigga make, bro? I can't even find his shit. Oh, I'll find it. It'll come up to me again later on.
Performance art, perversionist art, more aptly described by one of his companions in that world, Luis Nieto. And I genuinely can't show you guys some of this stuff, it is that graphic. Some knew him as the frontman in a techno rap group called Free Sidorvia, a group based out of the fictional country that Sergoi is from. And it actually gives lore to it. I'm not kidding, there is layers to this madness.
Nigga, oh yeah, he said that the people put him onto it. How do you find a movie like this though? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think this is like a hugely like popular movie, no?
Raf himself at one point plays a linguist and historian of Sidorvia and presents clips from Descent into Darkness as part of examples of their culture. What me and this documentary are trying to get at is there is no one who really knows the full truth about this movie or Raf himself. Not us, the audience, not the crew who were involved, not even his close friends and family, not even the man who's directing this documentary. Everyone that watches or participates in Raf's art is the audience. And this goes far beyond just obscure YouTube videos and performance art. I mean, this guy's been on national TV, playing a completely different character, on a live show of what I assume is essentially the French American Idol.
I just want to know what goes on in this nigga head. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do crazy niggas like this like function? I just think about it for a second though. You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes him get up in the morning?
Is the audience. And this goes far beyond just obscure
and like go to a fucking what is this? A tire yard, bro?
YouTube.
Go into a tire yard, paint yourself pink while holding a chain and wearing a pink robe and pink Timbs. You know what I'm saying? And nigga said he couldn't find fucking pink glasses, so he's got blue ones. That shit pissing me off. Fuck you. You think you too good for pink glasses, dickhead?
Videos and performance art. I mean, this show of what I assume is essentially the French American Idol. The world is this guy's audience, and we will never get the full truth because, according to this doc, no one actually knows where Roth is. He moved to Germany, they think, though they can't really confirm it because he doesn't answer anybody's phone calls. And that's it. Well, except for one last thing. On September 21st, 2021, Rock Brenner, the director of this documentary, would receive one last video from Roth. A video of him being kidnapped and tortured. And we know it's fake, but that's not the point. This is a story that goes deeper than I ever could have imagined. A rabbit hole that I dove into and obsessed over for a while now. And you know what? Maybe you should too. So if all my crazy rambling sounded interesting to you and you want to start your journey, give this film a shot. And if you're just looking for a messed up, disturbing found footage horror film, this one checks all those boxes. And I'll shout out the guys over at Only Found Footage Fans because they were nice enough to hook me up with a Blu-ray copy of the film that features the documentary and some other cool stuff. This isn't sponsored, by the way. They were just super cool and I already had this movie on my list to cover, but they gave me an extra copy. So the top comment after the first week, I'll send it to you for free. Now, with all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm Nightmare Movies. And I'll see you all next.
Y'all, that might be one of the best video essays we watched on here. That might be one of the best ones we've seen. That shit genuinely had me locked in. Like, now I low-key want to watch that movie, but I don't want to watch it. I like the concept of the movie, and like watching it sounds so cool and crazy, but I don't like watching movies with bad endings. Call me a child all you want. That's I can't do it, bro. My heart don't let me. I always get too invested into the characters' lives, and so, or like not too invested, but I get too invested into the world. I feel like I'm getting a disservice when a movie ends like in a bad way. Hold on. Do y'all want to play a horror game, or do y'all want to play an episode of Walking Dead?